welcome to today's video, which is called Stop Booing Yourself, which kind of just means how to have your own back. I recently came across a quote that said, "Stop booing yourself off the stage before you've had a chance to perform," and it stuck with me so much. It came to the point where I was saying it to people, and people were saying it back to me when I was inevitably booing myself off of a stage before I'd had a chance to perform. Because I've booed myself off of many stages, whether that's been in my hobbies or my professional life. And I think that this trait can often stem from fear. There can be a fear of being perceived and judged, and also a fear of being seen trying. A little side note here, but I am working on that. I'm currently doing a series called The Year of Actually Trying, and that's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So yeah, if you want to check out the videos I'm doing on that, there is a playlist for it. As mentioned, I'm definitely prone to booing myself off the stage and not necessarily having my best interests at heart when it comes to backing myself and believing in my abilities. The way that this shows up in my hobbies is, and I know this is not good, but it is giving up on things a lot. And I can be really prone to giving up on things when I'm just not immediately good at them, which is ridiculous, I know. In a professional capacity, this can show up in different ways. It can be not showing up or speaking up in meetings, or a reluctance to share ideas. And this can be a really tricky one to navigate because it can end up holding you back when it comes to potential career advancement. If you have tuned into any of the videos I've done about the year of actually trying, I have recently really pushed myself, well, it's felt like I've been pushing myself with my piano practice. This is something that I've had a piano for years, and it's one of those things where I have tried to practice it and I have obviously not immediately been good at it, and so giving up on it has just come so easily to me. My most recent video in the Year of Actually Trying series is me playing the piano for all to see, and it's very, very clear that I am absolutely a beginner. But sharing that video and also a shorter version on Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, I've connected with people who are also beginners, people who are teachers, people who have been playing for years. And those connections and the conversations that have come off the back of that have been so valuable and just really enjoyable. And that's just come off the back of me giving myself the opportunity to just get on the stage and see what happens. There are a few other quotes that come to mind when I think of this whole thing of kind of not backing yourself, not trusting in your abilities, not kind of feeling confident enough in yourself to just try, and maybe try in public or just try privately by yourself. And I think I've mentioned before, but I'm a big Pinterest person, and also I am quite a big quotes person. So another quote that I found was, "To fall asleep, you must pretend to be asleep, and that's how everything works." And this again is a really interesting one for this topic because to me that's what showing up online has felt like. Because I think that sharing online, but also kind of sharing any creative endeavour, it does feel like you have to kind of pretend a little bit, you pretend you know what you're doing, you pretend to maybe be a bit more confident than you actually are, all while getting comfortable with people seeing you try. And to go back to that video of me playing piano, in that video I probably am pretending to be someone confident enough to terribly play piano online. And this is it, I'm pretending to be confident sharing the process because I'm not fully confident with it yet, but I'm having fun in the process. You have to show up and pretend in some way, and whether that's pretending to be who you want to be or do what you want to do, and then with time, and maybe without you really noticing it, one day you're just not pretending anymore, or you're definitely not feeling like you're pretending as much. Another quote that came up for me was, "Proof follows, it doesn't precede." Now, I'm just going to let that sink in for any perfectionists or planners out there, which is me. I feel like we all want some sort of guarantee when we start something new. We want to see proof that what we're doing and what we're putting time into will be a success. But it's impossible for this proof to precede the doing, the actual action that we have to take for the things that we want to achieve. I think we can definitely look at other people who are maybe doing what we want to do. So, for example, I could look at somebody who's learned an amazing piece on the piano and kind of think, okay, they've done it in a month, so it must be possible for me to do it in a month. But that isn't logical, and by looking at things like that, we can really limit ourselves when it comes to our own unique experience and creative journey. Because our unique experience is one of our most valuable resources. It's what our deepest understanding of ourselves comes from, and also what we use to tell stories and connect with others. And I really struggle with this proof follows, it doesn't precede concept, mostly because of being a massive planner and perfectionist, which is like, help. I really like there to be clear answers. I like to be as in control of the outcome as possible. But when I look at sharing online and practicing piano and seeing where that takes me, when I explore it through this lens of kind of creating my own unique journey and experience, I've just found that to be very helpful. Because then, to me, it becomes clear that creating that journey is the answer and the kind of why of allowing myself to be on that stage and be seen. For example, sharing more online and having things to look back on, such as videos, pieces of writing, piano pieces that have been learned out loud for the world to see, and also various creative projects just being tested in public. These all end up becoming the experience that provides that much sought after proof. When we boo ourselves off the stage, we are immediately closing ourselves off to so many experiences and a whole world of possibility. And I think this could be one of those times where it's really helpful to kind of think, what would I say if a friend was asking me about this? If a friend told you that they wanted to share something with the world, or learn a new skill, or practice a new hobby, I think it's highly unlikely that you would be like, no, don't do that. So why do we discourage ourselves? And that's what it all comes down to. You have to just take a chance on yourself sometimes and kind of let yourself go on that creative journey and really push yourself, even if it feels scary to do so. So that is it for today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll link the blog post in the description, and I will see you in the next one.